Hey guys, this is Darren Boyd. Welcome to OTR Racing. We're going to record here, cover the race, the Herd Beginner Race Series. We just got a couple minutes to go. Real quick, I want to try something here and bounce over to. This is our entry list. This is sorted by category. You can see we've got several of the guys up in the top, and then if we sort it by rank, we're still keeping quite a bit of guys on the top here. So Mike's in here, but I think he's just watching. Um, Top rider be Brian, Winston. We got Noah, Craig. Some of our B riders, we got Nathan Kiger, etc. And just so we know, here's the series standings to date. Got Noah in P2, Max in P3. And I am in P4, Kevin P5. Only 1 point separating us there. So, got about a minute to go here. And that's pretty much the stuff I wanted to cover there. So, I'm going to switch on over to the main screen here and get ready for these guys to go. So, we know some of the names that we want to watch. And here we are back over to our main zip screen with about 38 seconds to go. And let's see. Figure out who. Five seconds. And here we're off. We're going to watch Noah here to start with. Just barely got that done. I'd kind of forgotten about that part of it. So off to a fast and furious start. Let's get a different camera view so we can see what's going on here. Field's already stretching out. Looks like we got Nate right there following Noah. Brad, Noah, and Nathan right together here. Take my headphones out as I don't need those anymore. See who else we've got right up here in the front. This is, as I said, the Herd Beginner Racing Series. And we are on Greater London Flat today. So we do the typical long London lead-in. Looks like a lot of OTR jerseys right up front here. Noah wearing his trademark all red jersey and not wanting to match with his mates apparently. So looks like he's sitting in P13. Couple little false flats here. Looks like we've got pretty good group splitting off the front already. Noah's right up, moving right up front here. Let's see who else we can take a look at. Drop back and look at Nate. Got Jeff Gemmer here too, it looks like. Heading into the tunnel, 3% downhill. These guys are going 60 kph. See if we can figure out who's on the back of this pack. See Flores. M. Bowser just hanging on for dear life there. Looks like he's in P32. Got another guy about a second behind struggling to catch on. He's going 5.5, so he may just do that. So here's our front group. We got Brian. Brian's won at least one of these, if not a couple. He's definitely going to be one to watch. May very well be our strongest guy in this group. But there's several A pluses as well. So, as we said, down to about a group of 30. Rolling along the Thames here on pretty flat ground. A couple of just little undulation, false flats. Minus 2% to 2%. Should be a pretty fast and furious race. Maybe 23 minutes, something like that, from what I'm hearing. Let's get back with one of our guys. Not sure who C Shadows is. Maybe that's Charles. Got EP in here. Let's take a look and see where EP is. Trademark Paperboy hat. He's right up front. You see Nathan hanging in there in the front too. So we're approaching this first little hard right-hand turn that takes us onto one of the few little kicker climbs in this course. Course is generally flat, but there's definitely some short little ramps that can definitely make an impact, and I'm sure some of these faster guys are going to try to put the hammer down and drop it. So let's see what happens here. Guessing we're going to see some big numbers over on the right. Here we go, EP making his way to the front. Yep, here's some orange numbers out of EP on the front, putting the hurt on everybody. Just a few more meters and we'll make it to the top. Things flatten out a little bit. Here we go. We're going to make a right-hand turn, head down basically onto the Classique course. Do this little out and back with the hairpin at the end. EP sitting right on the front here, so let's drop back and see what else we got, who else we got. So here we go with Noah. It looks like there's a little bit of a gap for these first 6 guys. Let's drop back and take a look at Jeff. Jeff's kind of bridging up to them. Definitely these guys strung it out on that hill. Take a look and see if we can see how Nathan's doing. Nathan's in P16. Get a decent camera. So it looks like most of that group's catching back on. There's still a little bit of a gap here. Brad is actually leading that group that's got a little bit of a gap, trying to bridge up. Looks like the top 20 guys are starting to pull away, though. They got about a 2-second gap, so let's stay with Brad and his little group here for a minute. These guys only have about 4 riders, 5 riders, and with the almost 3-second gap to that front group, that may be all she wrote. Heading over to the yeah, we're heading over to the sprint line for the first time. So it looks like Ryder's going to try to bridge up there. One of our Swedes. Boy, those guys really should have jumped on his wheel. A couple more riders coming on. Brad would be smart to jump on that, but I'm sure everybody's going right at their limit at this point. First few minutes into this race. So back up here with the front group. I believe, like I said, we're about a group of 20. Nathan's done a good job of staying up here up front. Looks like we got several of the boys up here. EP, as I've said, Brian Huang, Winston Guo. Not sure how you say that. Sorry if I butchered that. Whoever the mysterious C is. let's see. And then these guys, looks like they got a pretty good gap, 9-second gap now back to the group behind them, so that may very well just be all she wrote. Looks like Noah's a little bit towards the back here. A bit of helicopter action on the mall here. Yep, these guys are pretty much look like this is going to be the selection here. Noah's moving up more towards the front. Drop back and see what things look like from Brad's point of view. Looks like he's not getting much help again. Still got a couple riders in no man's land. And then Brad with a small group here. Definitely giving it the college try, but it looks like that front group is pretty much going to be gone. I think Jeff Gemmer made it. Yeah, so Jeff's up there. We got several usual suspects. We definitely have numbers in this group. Out of 20 riders, I'm seeing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 out of the top 20 riders here. EP up front. Jeff's moving his way up a little bit. These guys gonna turn here at the Palace. I believe this is the Palace here on our right. Groups spread out all over the course, as you can see up on the mini map on the top right. Somebody trying to marshal the troops back there, that Swede Thurkelson. He's trying to marshal the troops. He was trying to bridge it, sitting at 17 seconds, but doesn't sound like he's going to get much help. So we're going to probably just stick with our top group here, see how these guys go. We're already 10 minutes in, so we're almost halfway through this race. Getting ready to leave downtown area and Gallant. We'll make the hard right here and head out on the bigger Greater London Loop. There's a little bit of a false flat coming up here as we go by these big government buildings. I'm assuming there are, and stays pretty flat for a good portion of it. So our guys are all bunched together. We got I think it's Craig Northway is with this front group also. See who else we can see. Try to give everybody a shout out that I can. I think I've mentioned just most everybody so far, but these guys are sticking together well. Still focusing on Jeff here. Haven't really spent much time looking at the numbers. Looks like Jeff's just in here cruising, only in the 2 and 3 watts per kilogram range, conserving his energy. Like I said, we're pretty much dead flat here, just false flats up and down. An EP there. There's a David Williams in here, but it's not our David Williams. Winston Guo. Charles Gallagher, or C. Gallagher. That must be our infamous C. Not sure if that's Charles or what. I think it probably is. Craig Northway, I mentioned. I hope I got his first name right before. So we're well onto this big London loop here. These guys are rolling along 46 kph. Looks like anybody's putting the hammer down too terribly hard. Let's switch over, take a look and see how Nate's doing. Yeah, these guys all look good. So this is just holding pattern until we get to a more decisive moment. Watching Craig here, or I'm sorry, who did we decide that was? Oh, still don't know. C. Gallagher or Charles, I think maybe. Let me see. Check the rider list. Back along the Thames here. Different area of it. Gallagher's moved up a bit here. Jump on this C. Flores guy, Carlos Flores from Chile. I've seen him in these before. Just taking a look through the list here. Couple herd riders. It's going to be interesting to see who in this group has the best sprint. Like I said, OTR boys got the numbers, but I don't know that we're going to have a lot of teamwork going on. I'm going to put on my earphones and dip into Discord and see if I can see what these guys are talking. Well, guys, what's the plan? Looks like you got the numbers here in the front group, but who's your sprinter? Or is it going to be one for all and all for one? Little kicker coming out of the underpass. So, yeah, I guess the long haul guys probably make a move there, and The sprinters just try to hang on for dear life in case that doesn't work, and then they're there to sprint. So just listening in on these guys on Discord. Looks like they're going to try to make a move here at the last little climb of the lap after we come out of the underpass. Watching Noah here. Okay, so here comes the underpass. Got a pretty good little downhill now here for a couple 100 meters. Sounds like somebody's making a bit of a move on the downhill. Looks like these guys are putting the hammer down. Some orange numbers from Brian and Craig. Some of our A guys. 4, 5, 6 OTR guys all in the front. Big numbers, orange numbers, putting the herd on. Looks like Craig's leading it out. Brian on his wheel. Craig's cruising along at a cool 7 watts per kilogram. Got DP, one dirt guy's staying with them. Noah's right on the wheel. D. Williams. Let's see how guys behind are faring. Let's jump on Nate here and see if he's hanging with these boys. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of gap, so we got a selection here. Looks like the really fast guys are going to be the ones turning it on. Let's check out EP. So, yep, EP's still here with the front group. So, looks like we got Gemmer, EP, Brian Huang. Got D. David up front here. EP dropping back to the back a little bit. We got T. Hillman coming on. Noah's coming back on. So, this group's stretching out a little bit. So no definitive single rider, but we've still got some big numbers. All of our strong guys are up in the front. I think this is mainly A riders. I think EP's still a B. This may change that. Then we got one guy in no man's land, Dutchman, Reismakers, who's about 3 seconds off, and then that next group that I believe has Nate and Gallagher in it are about 8, 9 seconds off the back. So here we come onto the mall, getting ready for the sprint. Got EP sitting on the back here. Noah sitting on the back. EP's making his way up. Looks like there's a single rider off the front, though. That D. David has snuck away. I didn't notice that. He's got a 5-second gap, so looks like he is going to take the win. He's just killing it, man. I don't know how that guy is doing that in front of this group. Maybe he's a Zwift Power rider. Got another flyer here with several hundred meters to go. We haven't even really entered the sprint. EP sitting on the back here. I think he may be too far back, but he's out of the saddle now, doing 10 watts per kilogram. We cross the sprint line, so we're less than 10 seconds to go. Looks like the group's going to catch that one flyer. Man, didn't get to see all that. EP rolling through. Nice work, guys. Looks like we're going to have to turn to the results to figure out exactly what happened there. Too big a group and too many guys to try to cover, so... Anyway, Get rid of the glasses there. So thanks for tuning in, folks. That was our midday, noon Pacific Standard Time herd beginner race series, featuring several of our OTR racing boys. So with that, I'm going to sign off and go get some stuff done this afternoon, and I will be back at 6 o'clock Mountain Standard Time for the last race of the day in this same herd series. And I will be riding that one myself, hoping to maintain or even maybe improve those standings. So we will talk to you then. Cheers.